Thank you, Inba. Good evening, everyone. On behalf of Axis Capital, I welcome you to Aban Offshore's Q3FY18 conference call. We have with us today Mr. C.P. Gopalakrishnan, CFO, Mr. S. Srinivasan, Senior Vice President, and Mr. Ravi K., DGM. The call will begin with a brief management discussion and will be followed by a Q&A session. I will now hand over the full floor to Mr. Gopalakrishnan. Over to you, sir.
Good afternoon. I am Srinivasan here. My apologies, Mr. Gopalakrishnan could not join us. So I and Mr. Ravi will be taking this call. I welcome all of you to the third quarter earnings call of Aban Offshore Ltd. As you would have seen from the results, the revenues are at $58 million in Q3 compared to around $51 million in Q2. This increased revenue is mainly due to two factors. That is, we got a 5-year charter for DD5, which is one of the major highlights for this quarter, which started in October. And the rig Aban Ice, which was not working in the previous quarter, Q2, there was an incident and it started work in Q3. So these are the main reasons, why this revenue is up. As I was mentioning, the highlight is that we got this 5-year charter with Shell Brunei. It's one of the prestigious contracts. And the rig DD6, which was working on a short-term extension mode with Dubai, is now having work till this March. Originally, it started last March on a 2-year charter. So after short-term extensions, now it's almost going to complete about 14-month contract. These are the major highlights for the last quarter. So now I leave the floor open for questions.
Thank you very much, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, we will now begin the question and answer session. Anyone who wishes to ask a question may press star and 1 on their touchtone telephone. If you wish to remove yourself from the question queue, you may press star and 2. Participants are requested to use handsets while asking a question. Anyone who wishes to ask a question may press star and 1. Ladies and gentlemen, we will wait for a moment while the question queue assembles. We have the first question from the line of K.S. Manika Shetty, an individual investor. Please go ahead.
The income has increased from 127 crores to 158 crores this quarter. However, the other expenditure compared to the other expenditure of 6 crores in September quarter, this quarter other expenditure has increased to 78 crores. It seems to be high, and this has turned the operational profit into negative. Can you throw some light on this? Are there new items added in this category of other expenditure, or there is increased expenditure on similar items?
Thank you, sir, Mr. Shetty, for your question. Basically, I think you are referring to the standalone results. In this quarter, we have had some one-time expenses of 31 crores relating to this drill ship Aban Ice. There was an equipment which was actually lost in the subsea during the previous quarter, due to which the rig was not working in the previous quarter. So when we had to retrieve it, we had to incur some costs. So that was about 31 crores. This is a one-time expense. It is not likely to recur.
Sorry, is this capital expenditure then?
No, sir. It's a revenue expenditure, sir, because it's not under any project. Basically, we were working for ONGC. So this equipment got drifted and lost, so we had to retrieve it. We had to use some divers and all that. The second item is a 41 crores difference compared to previous quarter. So in the previous quarter, there is a foreign exchange, when we value our assets and liabilities,
Yeah.
There was a gain in foreign exchange terms because most of our assets are in dollar terms.
Oh.
But this time it is a negative. So that difference is about 41 crores. That's how the 6 crores, based on 31 and 41, there is about 72 crores difference. It has become an expense of 78 crores. So that is the difference.
Okay.
But these are all one-time costs, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to know.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you. We'll take our next question from the line of Bhavesh Jain from Alston Capital. Please go ahead.
Good afternoon, sir.
Yeah.
So, have any rigs been cold stacked in the last quarter? And secondly, what is the status on the one-time settlement that has been offered to the banks?
See, basically, I think as there is no rig which has been cold stacked, and except that our floating production unit Tahara, which is not likely to secure a contract in the near future. But as far as the settlement, we are constantly engaged with our lenders, but we are not yet reached any, stage, where we will be able to make an announcement. Yeah.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. A reminder to our participants, if you wish to ask a question, you may press star and 1. Our next question is from the line of K.S. Manika Shetty, an individual investor. Please go ahead.
Can you give the position of asset operations, rigs and drillers and drill ships?
Yeah. So we have the rig in the Indian company. We have rigs, Aban 2 is having a contract till I think May of January 2019. Is working for ONGC. Aban 3, the contract is expiring this year's March. Aban 4, the contract is expiring this year's February. Aban 5 is without a contract. Aban 6 is currently working. Probably it will last till March of this year. Aban Ice we have till May of 2020. Then Tahara is without a contract. Deep Driller 2 we have till September 2018. Deep Driller 1 and 3 are not working. Deep Driller 4 is working for Kane Vedanta on a short-term contract that is going to last till this year April. Deep Driller 5 is on a 5-year charter with Shell Brunei ending in October 2022. Deep Driller 6 is with Dubai Petroleum in Dubai, contract till March 2018. Deep Driller 7 is idle. Deep Driller 8 is also idle. Aban Abraham, we have a charter with ONGC till October 2018. And Aban 7 and Aban 8 are idle. Yeah.
Mr. Shetty, do you have any more questions?
No.
Thank you. Any participant who has a question may press star and 1. Our next question is from the line of Jikesh Shah, an individual investor. Please go ahead. Mr. Shah, your line is unmuted. Please go ahead with your question.
Hello?
Yeah.
Hello?
Yeah.
Yeah, good afternoon, Mr. Srinivasan. I would like to just follow up on the question previously asked. Can you put a ballpark figure on the utilization, overall utilization rate of all the assets?
Yeah, I think in December quarter we had somewhere around 38%, 38.5%. If all rigs,
okay,
treat it as equal, yeah, it's about 38%.
Okay. Yeah, that's it from my side.
Yeah.
Thank you. Any participant who has a question may press star and 1. We have the next question from the line of Manikanta Gare from Axis Capital Limited. Please go ahead.
Hi, sir. Just was wondering, how do you see the market shaping up from here? I've been, seeing some news saying that the rig rates have bottomed out in Q2 or Q3, and there are, some green shoots being visible, especially after U.S. offshore has been, Trump's administration has opened up the U.S. offshore, and there have been some finds in North Sea. So I was just wondering, what is your view on how the market is going to go from here?
Yeah, definitely we are seeing some green shots. We are able to get short-term contracts, no? If you see, I think the last quarter, I had suggested that we would be getting short-term contracts for 3 of our rigs. So one of the rigs is the DD4, which we have a short-term project, which is nearly about 3 to 4 months with Kane Vedanta in India. And then there's rig DD6, which was working in Dubai Petroleum for an initial 4-month charter. It's now going on for nearly 14 months. And we are looking at some more short-term contracts, maybe 1 or 2. Hopefully we'll be able to get some clarity by the time our next earnings call is. So I think there are definitely positive vibes are there, but these are all mainly in the short-term space. So we have to still work on getting long-term opportunities there.
Understood, sir. In terms of the short-term contracts that you were suggesting, may we know the competitors that are bidding against you, sir? How many competitors are? How is the day rates trend? Are they still aggressive? Are you?
No, I think the day rates we won't be able to comment on it because even our competitors, nobody is mentioning the day rates.
No problem. Yeah.
Yeah, and as far as competition is concerned, I think most of these awards have been received amidst very stiff competition. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sure, sir. And my last question is, I think it's a follow-up to the previous question on the debt position.
Yeah.
Sir, at any point, can we see that a foreign investor may be coming in and trying to take a stake in our company? Is that possibility?
No, but we won't be able to comment on these kind of speculative questions. Yeah.
Okay, no problem.
Yeah.
Thank you. We'll take a next question from the line of Mahesh Sarda, an individual investor. Please go ahead.
Hello.
Yeah, yes, Mahesh.
Yeah. Just wanted to understand the situation from Iran, the receivables. Any improvement or?
Definitely it is coming down, but of course much slower than what we would have wanted. But it is coming down. But one good thing is our fresh billings are not very significant because we have only 2 rigs working there, one from the Indian company, one from Singapore. So the fresh billings are not there, not much.
What is the current receivable pending from there?
Current receivable, we have around 251 million from Iran.
Okay.
Yeah.
And total debt would be how much now?
Total debt, it remains the same, roughly around $2.1 billion. Yeah.
And sir, regarding this long-term contract, means the outlook, just adding to the previous questions, any improvement in the outlook?
That's why, people are getting into short-term jobs. Even a lot of private companies are drilling because, as you know, private companies always go with a short-term objective because they don't have a vast oil field under their command. But giants like ONGC the rates were very abysmally low in the last tender. So we did not get any of those awards.
Okay. And sir, I just missed the first part regarding the increase in cost. One you said was because of some incident which is 30 crore. Second was forex loss was how much you said? The forex element. Hello. Hello.
Mr. Mahesh Dada?
Yeah.
Yeah. Please remain connected. It looks like the management line is dropped. We'll just connect them back. Ladies and gentlemen, we request you to please remain connected while we get the management in the conference. Please do not disconnect your lines. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for your patience. We have the management line now connected. And Mrs. Sarda?
Yeah.
So I've unmuted your line also. I'm not really sure from where your line comes from.
Yeah, I'll start off from Mahesh's question. Basically, I think, as you know, we are able to get short-term contracts, but these are mainly with the private companies. But it's only the national oil companies, they award the long-term contracts. And the last ONGC tender was extremely competitive, where we participated. But to our disappointment, we did not get any of those awards. So it was an 8-rig tender. So we are hoping that we will be able to get some awards in the next tenders. But other than ONGC, we are not seeing any major national oil company giving long-term awards. Of course, we got this Shell award under very stiff competition. And there are a couple of other long-term contracts also for which we have bid. But basically, due to confidentiality clause, we won't be able to reveal it till there is an award.
Okay. And sir, just missed on this other expenditure part. You said first 31 crore was because of the equipment.
No, 31 crores. Basically, this Aban is one of this BOP equipment got drifted. So we have to recover it, it's a subsea equipment. So we had to use some diving and other support. So that cost about 31 crores.
Yeah, the second part I missed it. What was
second part is exchange variation, because we prepare our balance sheet in Indian rupees, though our functional currency typically is US dollars. All our assets and liabilities are denominated in USD. So when we translate this, sometimes there is a gain and sometimes there is a loss. Last time it was a gain of 24 crores. This time there is a loss of 17 crores. That's how the difference is about 41 crores in the increase in expenditure.
Okay. And sir, if I adjust both this 41 crore and 30 crores, and even if I look at the improvement...
Basically, I think I was not... he was actually referring to the standalone results, so I was commenting on that. In the consolidated results, there is an additional expenditure of 52 crores. Basically, this is towards mobilization of this rig, DD5 for the 5-year charter. We had to spend some money for bringing it to the contract requirement. So that is about 52 crores.
Okay, that's what I was thinking. Otherwise, increase in revenue generally leads to improvement in margins.
These are all one-off costs, which we have to incur.
So 70 plus 50, 120 is one-off, which will not recur in next quarter, if I am right.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. As there are no further questions from the participants, I now hand the floor back to Mr. Manikanta Garre for closing comments. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, Imba. And we thank the management for taking out time and addressing the investors. Yes, sir. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Mani. Thanks, Axis Capital, for organizing this.